All right, man. We here with K, Felder, and Picasso. Hey, I'm putting my boy YouTube in the bio, so y'all go look at that, man. I appreciate you coming on, K.
For sure, for
No
sure.
problem.
Man, what's up?
There. How's everything been going over there in China?
It's going good right now. I'm in quarantine. I'm on my last week of it, and I'll be joining the team like this Sunday or Monday.
Yes, sir. When the season start?
The season already started, so I'm coming in mid-season.
Okay,
How
got you,
y'all looking
got you.
so far?
What'd you say?
How y'all looking so far?
We looking good right now. We just actually it was crazy. We just won a game the other night versus my old team that I was watching. So we looking pretty good, man. We got to make that late playoff push, like
For
teams do at the end.
Yes,
sure, for sure.
sir. All right, so before we even get into the basketball stuff, man, I just want to let you know I was checking out your Twitter. I seen that you was being real vocal with all the like Black Lives Matter and the Capitol and stuff like that. Can you expand how you feel about that? Everything that's going on right now?
How I feel about that is, we just want peace. We want, justice. That's it.
Right,
We don't want to be, looked at as animals, because
right.
just because our skin color,
Yep.
and it's kind of sad that it is looked at that way because we're human, just like the rest of the people are. And then, we didn't storm the Capitol when we had our riots and stuff like that.
Right.
And our protest. We never did that. We peacefully did it. We was outside. We had speakers come and things like that. So my thing is, how don't they see that they're acting different than we did?
Right.
Okay, you want to know what's crazy about that?
Because it's definitely a divide. 'Cause, you can say black and white.
Okay, you want to know what's crazy about that?
What's that?
You tell me how many black people would have died if they would have stormed the Capitol?
It definitely would have been way more than what happened for sure. It would have been, and another thing, we probably wouldn't even get into the Capitol. The security probably would have already been there, as you seen pictures and stuff like that already, from the protest that was already in DC, this year. So, well, last year, I'm sorry, last year.
We went across the gate. You know what I'm saying? And that's what's
Exactly.
sad. Like you said, like it's sad that a lot of people, especially in today's society, they don't understand that underneath the skin, we all the same color. You know what I mean?
That's it.
And the
Seriously.
fact that you can't look at another man as a human being, despite that they got all the features, just like you, nose, mouth, all of that. You know what I'm saying? Just shows how ignorant some people can be. You know what I mean? But I want to say, first and foremost, I appreciate you for standing up and doing what you need to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Using
most definitely. And it was kind of hard to do it because you gonna ruffle some feathers, but at the
Yep.
end of the day, whatever you stand for, you got to stand on it.
Yeah, that's what I'm. Me and Trey, we could do all that tweeting and stuff with our 1,000, 2,000 followers. With someone with like a platform like that, it's really huge for y'all to stand up for your community like that. We appreciate that.
For sure, for sure.
Yeah.
All right, and on to the next thing. I also was looking through your Twitter. I seen that you was talking about you was going to therapy now. And mental health it became like a real big thing with like our generation. So what would you say about that? Would you advise that to the younger generation?
I want to advise everybody. Honestly,
Yeah.
I want to advise everybody because people get trauma from when they grew up and things like that, and you could have had the best life you ever had, but at the end of the day, you probably could have went through something. And then you think about some of the people that was poverty stricken, growing up and things like that. Like some of that stuff still weigh on us, and we don't know how to handle certain things. So,
right,
man, honestly, and then going through different relationships. That's another reason why I did it, dealing with different women and things like that. That's another reason why I did it, because I wasn't taught really how to properly love a woman, how to, I learned that through dealing with different women. And then, therapy just opened my eye to a lot of things as far as, how I wake up in the morning, how I go about my day, so therapy is a great thing. Honestly, I swear it's the best thing I ever did for myself. And I'm, making sure I'm continuing that, after the season. Honestly.
Yeah.
Everybody, and a lot of people don't realize everybody needs some form of therapy. Like it's just not, you feeling depressed or having anger. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Meditation could be a form of a therapy. You know what I mean? So
Exactly.
I definitely feel you on that.
Exactly. I had to, man. It was getting to, plus, and then I had went through my situation, when I got in trouble in Toronto. I could honestly, like, I can come out and talk about it now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not. I don't think it's an embarrassment no more. Like, it really opened my eyes to a lot of things. I got in trouble, and I was going through a dark period of time where I'm like, okay, I'm not playing my best, or I keep getting cut from teams, and all that stuff was weighing on me. And I'm not saying what I did was right at all. You never supposed to let anybody get you out your character like that.
Right.
But at the same time, that therapy really opened my eyes, man, and I just wanted to take that next step in life, man, because I was feeling like it was a burden on me, and I needed some extra motivation, from somewhere, and therapy was it.
Right.
Man, that's good to hear, man. Like I'm glad that you in a good place right now. You know what I'm saying? And it mean a lot from black male to black male to hear, like, you went through a lot of struggle. You know what I mean? But you still preserved yourself. You know what I'm saying? You kept yourself afloat, and you doing what you can do. You know what I'm saying? Especially using your voice. You know what I'm saying? So I'm very, like I said before, man. Like, I'm very proud black man to black man. You know what I mean?
I
And
appreciate that.
your story inspired a lot of other people, you know what I mean? So that's some stuff right there for real.
And that was my thing on putting it out, because I never been the one to talk, honestly. I always been a quiet guy.
Mm.
But at the same time, I set a goal for 2021 to use my platform more and help more people out. Whether I help 2 people or whether I help 100 people, I want
Right.
to help somebody out. And that's my thing, and that's my goal.
Hey, Kay, I seen you just started AAU team, man. What's that about? How's that feel like?
No, man, what's up with the
Community
AAU?
with that, yeah.
So me and my homeboy Derek Ward, we've been in talks about it, and also like a couple of our other homeboys, we've been in talks about it, about doing it, and just giving the life lessons back, man. We already do like a camp for the kids, but also what was a different way for us to give back, and I feel like AU was another way for us to do that.
All right.
And it was just from me growing up, seeing different AAU programs, and you know some of the best kids wasn't known, the family, or those type of Michigan Mustangs, from my area,
Yeah.
so this is just another outlet, let kids showcase their talent, and
Opportunity.
and as well as teach them what I've been through, because everything I'm gonna do with this AU program is gonna be in-house, man. We're gonna be a big family.
See, and that's that thing. So I played AAU growing up, and I can't say I'm from the hood or anything like that, but it was always a couple kids that needed basketball more than they needed them. So you helping them
Yeah,
stay out of trouble, get into wrong situations. So we appreciate that.
And I can honestly speak for
exactly.
myself playing AAU, you know what I'm saying? Like, AAU showed me different parts of the country I never thought I'd ever see. You know what I mean? Like, it took me from the East Coast to the Midwest, Georgia, all, like, it took me places I never, like, I went to New York for the first time, you know what I'm saying, playing basketball. And like, it took me everywhere. It showed me the things I haven't seen back at home, you know what I'm saying? And it gave me an idea, like, all right, now this is what I want right here, you know what I mean? Like, this is the life I want for myself. I want to go to college. I want to, you know what I'm saying? So
Definitely,
that's big, man. And kudos to you for that, man.
definitely, I appreciate it. It's just crazy what you can show a kid, man, with the simplest things. Honestly, I don't think if I didn't play AAU, ain't no telling like what's going on. And also going through that, I'd have met different connections, different people of different race that I'm still friends with today. I went to Vegas the first time. Like you said, we seen different stuff. Traveling. So
Right.
definitely want to get the kids that opportunity, as well as, and then some kids I know they may not have it, and I'm gonna try to look out and do my best. For
Mm-hmm.
okay, this kid may not have it this week, or all right, well, I got you this week, certain
Right.
type of things. So
Right.
it's just
Hey,
giving them
so
that
okay,
opportunity.
one thing I noticed about you, man, if just looking at your story from the outside in, it seemed like you've been beating the odds your whole life. I mean, 5'8", 5'9", made it to the NBA. You coming out of Detroit. Well, what can you say about growing up in Detroit and basketball?
Uh, Basketball is a big part of Detroit. We got so many. pros and
Yeah.
so many influential people, you know, through basketball. And growing up, I seen all that. And, you know, my older cousins, my older brothers, they played, and I wanted to follow in their footsteps, as well as my dad, you know, footsteps. He played as well. So I would say growing up in Detroit, I wouldn't say it was hard. Like I had everything I needed. I didn't like have everything I want. Like I definitely
Yeah.
had what I needed to, you know, help myself out, and you know, just making sure I stay level headed throughout. You know, my mom always kept me, you know, in an after school program, which was basketball. So that kept me away from a lot of trouble and things like that my other friends was getting in. Because you think about it, you could have easily, you know, I could have easily chose the wrong path and, you know, did what the other people were doing.
All right.
But at the same time, basketball took me away from that. Like I come from school, coach coming to pick me up. I'm straight to practice. I'm straight back home doing homework, going to sleep. Now I wake up school again. You know, so
it's a cycle that keeps you out of the mix, in other words. You know what I mean?
no, I most definitely do.
Oh, I want you to speak on can you speak on like the first time when you realized like basketball is something you wanted to do? Like when it hit you, like, you know, because every hooper have that moment, you know.
Okay, so um far as like wanting to do it, I've always loved it. You know, I can remember myself, you know, always going to the park playing with my older cousins because they wouldn't let me just sit at the house. You know, they
Right.
would bring me to the park and play and things like that. So I'm like, man, I want to play this game. I want to play this game, and it just kept going. You know, from elementary, middle school, and I just love the game, and I
Yeah.
just kept playing. And, you know, then now I got a real opportunity once I get to college, and it's like, oh, I get to go to college for free now. So
Mm-hmm. And it wasn't
oh
by luck you made it to college, because then you came in fourth in what was it, Mr. Michigan or something like that?
yeah, Mr. Basketball, yeah.
Yeah, so you came in fourth, but you still wasn't really like highly recruited by those top schools. But who was his name?
Oh,
Who was the coach that recruited you over there? Was it Coach John?
Sadie Washington.
Yeah, yep. And then he didn't recruit a guard the year before you came, right?
Yeah. Well, Coach Campy was the head coach.
Okay.
I honestly, I talked to the whole coaching staff a lot, but more so the head coach Campy and Sadie Washington. Though I would say those two like recruited me the most out of the whole coaching staff.
And how was
You
the
know, and
recruiting process?
it, it was fun, man. Getting all them calls from different colleges. Like I got a lot of mid-major calls, a lot of MAC schools, and St. Bonaventure, that A10, that league over there. I got a lot of calls from there, and it was a fun process, man. Because you
LaSalle
know
in the A10, right? I
the
think
who
LaSalle, I think they're in the A10.
something like that. I think so. I don't know, but like getting those calls because I never thought like I would be in that position. You know, I thought I was just playing high school basketball, maybe
Yeah.
get a scholarship here or there, and you know, go to college, and that's just what it was.
Can you speak on the
But
transition from high
you
school
said
to college? Can you speak on the transition, like as a hooper from high school to college?
it was difficult at first because I'm in a new system. The game is much faster. You know, people is better than you, stronger than you,
Mm.
faster than you. So you got to figure it out, and you got to really put in that work. So what I did was each summer I went back and worked out with my high school coach, and you know we watched a lot of film on Isaiah Thomas. We watched a lot of film on CP3,
Mm-hmm.
and those were some of the things that really helped me, you know, make that transition much easier. So that's why I was able to make a big jump from my freshman to sophomore year in college. You know, I
Right.
was averaging like 9 points my freshman year, then I averaged 18 my sophomore year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and hey, from the outside looking in, it ain't look like the transition was too hard. You got the Horizon player, the rookie of the year that first year. So
Third
Mm.
team All
the thing,
American.
yeah. So the thing about your college careers, it seemed like each year it was like a crazy jump. So you went from about, I think it was 9 points, couple.
Now you can see the development, you know.
Next year you averaging 17, and then your third year the NBA noticed you now.
Mm-hmm.
Before you going crazy.
Yeah, and my thing was that sophomore year really opened my eyes to, you know, I seen like, okay, I can really do this. You know, and then, you know, I could do even better. That was my mindset the whole time. Like I can do even better next year. but my dad had put it in my mind after my sophomore year, like, are you even thinking about the NBA? And then that junior year rolled around, and we played out on big schools, and I started getting more notarized, and I just took advantage of it. And any top Power 5 school, whatever they want to call it, I just wanted to kill them because I knew my ability.
Yeah, and you did that.
Okay. Yeah.
And then in that combine, man, you went crazy. I think you had the second highest vertical behind Pat Connaughton, right?
Yep. Yep. I think so.
So
Yeah. I'm probably a little bit lower right now, but yeah.
Yeah. So you had that crazy combine, and you still end up falling a little late in that draft. Can you tell us what draft night was like for you?
Draft night was actually fun for me.
Yeah.
I had fun, man. I just had a party at this local club in downtown Detroit, and just got all my family and friends together, man. Because it was a big, accomplishment for me for me to even be, considered. And then I even took a big leap, coming from a mid major, and I'm 5'8", 5'9", trying to get drafted. So I took a big leap of faith, and it all worked out. So it was definitely a blessing in disguise, man.
Right, can you explain that moment when they called your name? Like, what went through your mind, the feeling?
So when they called my name, I just cried, man, because like so many people had counted me out, like, and I seen it and things like that, and it was just a lot of negativity
Right.
that was just uplifted off me. Because now it's like, okay, well, I showed all you motherfuckers what it really is. Because
the motherfuckers gonna hate. You know they gonna hate.
Exactly, and it just was like, all right, now I'm showing y'all, it's no more, it's no more fear, it's no more doubt, it's no more self-doubt, honestly. Because like,
You feel like you could conquer anything.
I feel like I can do anything. I feel like I was on top of the world, and it was just tears of joy, man. Tears of joy. I swear to God, tears of joy.
Yeah. So you end up getting picked up late, and then you end up who'd you get drafted by? Because it wasn't the Cavs, huh? The Cavs ended up like trading for you.
Yeah, Atlanta.
Atlanta, yep. So then the Cavs trade for you. Now you go from Oakland University. Now you sitting there with LeBron and Kyrie. Can you tell us what that was like?
It was cool to see them, man. See their work ethic. See they off the court, endeavors on how they handle themselves, the professionalism and things. Because I went to an old team. I didn't go to a young team. I went to a team, full of vets. So all of them was my vets. All of them was giving me knowledge and things like that. And basically, like, I was out there on my own because I was really the only young guy. Well, me and Jordan McCray, we was the young guys on the team. So I connected with him a lot and things like that. So it was definitely fun. Like, from Richard Jefferson, Shump, J.R. Smith, like Channing Frye, like the list really goes on with that team, man. I was around some greats.
All right, speaking on your former teammate LeBron James, like, can you speak on like any advice he gave you when you first came in?
So when I first came in, it was, what did he tell me? Well, that was like 5 years ago. So he mainly told me about, like, on what he does with his body, because he would be at the gym first a lot, and me being a young guy, I was always there first. So really, it was just him, being motivation. That's really what it was. And I remember one time we was doing y'all know the Versa Climber.
Yeah.
We was on the Versa Climber. That shit tough. And he was like, man, and it was just like a motivation type of thing. Like, people don't make it from where we're from and shit like that. And he knew my story, which is so crazy. I didn't know that he really knew my story like that. So he was just saying, like, people don't make it come from where we come from, Rook and shit like that. So he was just a big motivation, man. Like, anything you can think of, like, he told me about, honestly.
All right, like, one more thing with LeBron. So I was watching something with DeMar DeRozan. You know LeBron and boys y'all used to be killing Toronto. He said they had a playoff game where LeBron was calling out the other team's play. Whenever the player on the Raptors ain't know to play, LeBron told him, "You got any stories of LeBron like that?"
Man, so I figure when you've been in the league as long as him and like the work he put in off the court, as far as watching film, you're gonna know the other team's plays. And my thing is basketball too. So when you going through them scout reports and things like that, you supposed to remember the other team's plays. You know, so and it's crazy. You see where his basketball mind is at. You know, now some guys, of course, don't get it like that, but that's another thing I picked up from him. You know, when we going through scout reports, you know, seeing that he calling out the other team's plays before they can, and that's amazing. Like that's amazing on how his mind works, as well as knowing our plays.
Yeah, it's crazy. I know it's confusing for the opposing coaches, you know what I'm saying? They calling out a play. Then you got this player right here that's pretty much, you know, dissecting everything y'all got going on, you know what I mean? So that's something to hear that coming from somebody that actually played with him. You know, I'm one of those people that believe he the GOAT, you know what I'm saying? So
I believe he'd go to our generation. I feel like it's generational goats.
Yeah.
That's how I feel.
Was that okay? So I gotta ask you, who was the hardest person you had to guard?
Man, I wouldn't say I had a hard time guarding nobody. I would say my welcome to the NBA moment was Brandon Jennings in the Garden. Hey,
yeah, he was cold. He was cold, man.
Hey, he came down and hit like 3 straight threes or something like that, and we was probably up like 20 or something like that, and he came down and hit like 3 straight threes. Timeout, like that was like my welcome to the NBA moment. And I was having a good game that game too until that happened. You said what?
Was it?
So he don't fuck the party up on hitting the three.
Man, you feel me? It was like, hey, this thing hit 3. So, but yeah, it was you know, it happens, man.
Yeah, I mean it's hoops, you know.
Somebody gonna get you.
Yeah, somebody going to. But was it ever any moment whenever you was in the league, you was like, I'm finally here? Did you ever get starstruck by anybody?
No, I never been starstruck by nobody, man.
You knew you belonged, huh?
My cousin is Steve Smith, so I've been around pros all my life. And also my high school coach trained pros, you know, when I was in high school. So I've been around a lot of pros, man. So it was only person I think I get starstruck by is probably Michael Jordan, for real. That's probably the only person I think I get starstruck by. Other than that, but normal. I ain't saying like, you know, I'm big time or something like that. No, it's just, you know, the situation I was put in and who was around me, you know. So now I've seen NBA players all my life.
Okay, while you on that Cavs team, you end up getting to go to the finals. What was that atmosphere like? Was it the craziest thing you ever seen?
Crazy. I'm talking about, listen, the loudest gym you can think of, Golden State had it for sure. And you know, regular season is regular season, but the finals, playoffs, total different atmosphere, man. It's more crazier, it's more intense. You got guys really, you know, really locked in on, you know, winning, and they playing their best basketball.
Was there a moment, because I know a lot of people, they speak on like how that Cavs team was like, you know, an underdog and stuff like that going into those finals. You know what I'm saying? Was there like any doubt like among like any of your teammates where they kind of like said themselves like, damn, like we'll be lucky if we win this or whatever the case may be, or everybody was like full out confident that they could pull it off?
Oh no, I mean everybody was confident. Nobody went into the situation thinking we was gonna lose or get beat the way we did, you know. So and plus,
the media made it, you know.
we have Brian, you know, he averaged a triple double, you know, and I'm sitting there watching it. So it's like, you know, everybody playing their best basketball, and that just, you know, what it was. Nobody had like a self doubt about themselves or like, damn, we playing against so and so, or can't nobody check him, or you know, it was never nothing like that. So I wouldn't allow it. Me personally, like, and I didn't have a big voice or nothing like that, but at the same time, if I see somebody doubting themselves, I'm gonna say something because that's just the type of person I am.
Respect.
So I just wanted to ask you, because I know I seen a video one time where Kevin Love isn't suited up and Braun makes you sit at the end of the bench, or he make you sit on the floor. You got any other rookie moments like that?
Man, Richard Jefferson called me like in the locker room one day, like, you got something to do before the game or something like that, and he like, and I'm like, no. So he like, want to make some money? I'm like, yeah, what I gotta do? And I put on the Oompa Loompa outfit. Y'all see that video? I had a Oompa Loompa outfit on. But hey, he paid me though, so I'm like, cool. But no, like that team, man, was really cool. Like I really ain't had no rookie duties like that. My rookie duties was probably going to get somebody meals or going to get some coffee.
Yeah, nah,
honestly.
Man,
So I
made you throw that on? He made you throw the Oompa Loompa?
Oompa Rich wild for that.
Yeah, it's out there. It's out there.
Hey, he paid you though.
So I was cool with it.
Yeah.
I had the wig, green wig on, and
I got a question. All right. When you got to the league, you signed your first contract or whatnot. Like, what went through your mind? Like, how did you manage, your finances and like how, like, how some people they get in the league, they blow their money. Like, how did you manage to keep yourself, up the part when it came to your finances?
So okay, what happened was when I first got with my agents, they laid down everything from finances to workouts to living situation to all that.
Mm-hmm.
And we met with my financial advisor now, Ben Lincoln. We met with him in Chicago during the combine. And I signed with him to be my financial advisor and things like that. So that I had a financial advisor, going through the draft process. So I already had somebody ready and willing to teach me how to take care of my finances, give me the bank accounts I need and stuff like that. So that's big, having that financial advisor, and also having that financial advisor you can trust. A lot of people like to steal money or try to do some like slick type of stuff. So, and you got to make sure you watch your money as well.
All right. And after the Cavaliers, you start bouncing around the league a little bit. You end up in China, man. What was that like? I know that had to be a change.
It was definitely a different situation.
He said on his face, like,
because I'm like, because when I got over here the first time when I came over here, didn't know the language, didn't know the food situation, things like that. But I had brought Raphael with me. He'd been to China before, and he helped me out with a lot of things, and that was big. I had brought somebody with me. That was really huge for me. And then but the translator on the team, he was so cool. He would hang out with me and take me to different places, and when we go to different cities, take me to more Americanized restaurants. And I really just adapted, man. I really love it over here. Like the fans, they embrace you. They love you. Like win, lose, or draw. Like they don't, because they just love watching basketball. That's it. They just love watching basketball.
See, basketball is universal language. You know what I'm saying?
Most definitely.
So them fans over there, they welcome you with open arms, huh?
They unconditional, man. So serious. They unconditional, man. They love you for real, for real. Like I got, like before I came over here, they was like, who are you signing with? In my DM, who you signing with? Who you signing with? Then they found out before me who I was signing with. So they really like that, man. They
engaged.
They really crazy about that, and it's just real love, man. And that's why I love it over here.
So you gonna try to make an attempt to get back in the league on us? Because we think you could do it.
For sure.
I appreciate that. I definitely appreciate that. I want to, man. I want to take one more crack at it, but at the same time, I want to play as well, man. And I know, like nothing's gonna be given to me. Like even over here, I gotta earn everything I get. Right. It's just I'm having fun right now. I'm at a place in my life to where I'm really having fun with being in China, because I get to play, I get to showcase my skills, I get to learn through mistakes, I get to really be myself. I get control the ball. Now being in the league is gonna be a little different. It's gonna be, playing defense and making sure the team running well, which I got to do that over here too. But it's a little bit more freedom over here, But at the same time, I only time will tell, man. If I take another crack at it, honestly. But I'm just so happy, man, over here, man, playing, and we'll see what happens.
Man, just let us know what's up, man. We always say we're gonna support. You know what I mean?
No, definitely. I appreciate that. I definitely appreciate y'all reaching out too. That was big time.
Man.
All right, man. I just got one last question before we go, man. If you give me like one favorite basketball moment, whole career, what would it be? Game winner, dunk, anything?
Shoot. I would say my triple double over here last year when I had a triple double, I would say that. Yeah, that's like one of my favorite basketball moments right now.
Million of them right now.
Yeah, let me get a triple double. You can't tell me shit.
You like, especially me, I'm out here trying to get it. So it's that triple double is big for me, man.
For sure, for sure.
All right, man. We appreciate you coming on. Much love to you. Appreciate
Much
it.
love, man. Respect. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep using your voice. You know what I'm saying? Again, we appreciate you over here, and we wish you well.
Thank you, man. I appreciate y'all too, man. Y'all keep going, keep grinding, man, for real.
So we'll keep
Okay, man. Be safe.
All right, keep in touch.
All right, for sure.